Hello, gang. Good evening. Do I understand we have birthdays? Do I understand it's Minerva's birthday? And do I understand Sean Paxlayer will celebrate 39 all over again soon enough? Is the bot sleeping on the job? Apparently. Kenny, I see your 4-month resub. Thank you very much, sir. We'll circle back on that in a moment. Don't know why the bot is asleep at the wheel. Old Gazer. Old Gazer? I think you meant geezer. We knew what you meant. See? It's just slow. Thank you, Kenny, for the 4-month sub. We've got birthdays. You know what that means. Maybe. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, gosh, gee willikers. Oh, break out the Maryland when you can, right? Right? Yes, that's what we will do. Marilyn did sing that pretty good, didn't she? I think so. Happy birthday, Minerva. Happy soon-to-be birthday, Sean Paxlayer. Good to have you all aboard. One more night of eMLB SportsNet coverage, non-game of the night format. We apologize. If you were here to watch riveting baseball action, you'll just get to see the scores. As again, we are on Dad Taxi tonight. Final performance, final rehearsal for Rocky Draws before she busts her butt on 3 shows on Friday and Saturday. So, Daddy gotta be ready to go get her, you know?
Let's go while we're young.
Well, that's fair enough time to, I guess, transition over. Let's go!
Welcome. Come in. Fish victims for my ever-growing army of the undead.
Sir, you have to let go of the button.
Oh, son of a bitch.
The button sticks all the time. That's why it does it. I swear, that's why. You're not supposed to hear that. Hey, it's the Fluffy Kitty Ninjas show. It is the eMLB universe. I am Commish LB. Good to see you. Thank you for coming on in. Everyone calls me Commish. My friends will call me LB. My wife, the kids have been crazy since they got home, so she's definitely used the 4-letter word of 4. So we reserve that right for her. So any immortal words of Blockbuster Video, be kind, rewind, and heed the words of this wacky loony duck.
Watch your language, bud. We're on the air.
Yeah, what he says. We're not G-rated around here, but we try to keep it somewhat clean. The occasional euphemism or 6.
That's what she said.
Yeah, anyway. I'd like to sell you some WD-40 for that button. That might work. Denbrew!
4-letter words duck, luck, buck.
Duck, luck, buck. Quack? No. Depends on who you talk to, because some people might think quack is QWAK. But nonetheless, thank you very much, Denbrew, for the 15-month sub. Kenny Lindbergh coming in with his 4-month sub. And PJ also dropped in his Optimus Prime, which means, just in case you didn't know this, if you have Amazon Prime, that happens to mean you also got Twitch Prime. All you got to do is connect those accounts, use that link that I just provided, and once every 30 days, you can choose a channel anywhere on Twitch. You can sub to it for free. Doesn't cost you a dime. You're technically paying for it through your Amazon Prime anyway, but it doesn't cost you extra to sub to that channel you choose. There's so many channels on Twitch that you can do it. And if you choose to do it here, we say namaste, because we sincerely appreciate you doing that for us, because again, you can do it anywhere. We get paid, you get us your emotes for free, you get the perks of the channel, which means boost for your virtual player. And of course, for anybody not named Sharpie, you stand by the simple decree that cats rule around the Fluffy Kitty Ninjas show. Good to see you all tonight. We've got 4 games of action as the trading deadline has finally come and gone, and just a smidge busy. If you're not in the Discord, you don't know all the trades that took place last night. I almost burned the midnight oil with how long I was reviewing and approving trades. Dear Lord. I needed a beer after that, so I drank a beer. I could have probably used another, but I did not. So. No beer tonight since Dad is going to drive and bring the kid home. One of these days she'll get her license, but not today. Now, the world has been turned upside down with that last trade. So, if you haven't been here in the Discord, it might be pertinent to provide the Discord information to people. So let's go and look at what trades have basically been approved here. We'll do this quick, but here's the Discord if you're not in it, so we'll just give you a peek on things. The other day, we did have AJ Minter traded from Atlanta over to the Angels. They got Brandon Nunn, Alex Freeland. Freeland looks like he could be a pretty respectable middle infielder. I assume that that's probably the biggest lure, unless Brandon Nunn ends up signing an extension with Atlanta. Toronto sending Aaron Judge off to Miami. Miami kind of doing that. Let's get some butts in the seats with some long ball, because, you know, chicks dig the long ball and all. So he's a free agent after this season. Highly doubt he's going to be re-signed, but you never know. And Toronto's paying a little bit of that deal. It only cost them getting rid of the contract, the albatross of Adam Eaton, who you know is not going to get his vested option next year. Raul Campos is the other acquisition on that. Very defensive-minded middle infielder. Small prospect deal. Bryce Miller being traded for Juan Tello as well. Miller is a Rule 5 acquisition, so he's got to stay in the majors still despite the trade on this. Oh, here we go. The Tom outfield is better than the AAA outfield. Shots are already being fired. We'll see soon enough. Minnesota trading for Victor Reyes with the hopes of maybe being able to convince him to stick around. Looks like Kevin Millar's days are done, as Reyes probably looks to slot into center field. It cost him Dave Leach. Leach has not played this year yet, was getting ready for rookie ball before this deal happened, so we'll see how the Rangers will use him. Jake Bowers has been traded from Cleveland over to Atlanta. Got 34-year-old Brian Goodwin, who's probably in the twilight of his career, to put it mildly. Brian Warren and community creative player of Shamrocks, Andrew O'Quinn, have been traded. Shamrocks was playing pretty good, not hitting the home runs, but was at a steady 296 clip, 3 homers, 43 runs batted in, also with 16 steals through that time. The Brewers and the the Padres did a trade. Now, I'm going to say this, Jason, if you're in the chat, each time I saw a deal come through, I was doing a little bit of this because you're in the wild card hunt. You're 3.5 back in the Central, and I can't process if these trades are for selling or not because you've gotten rid of Keston Hiura, who happened to hit 3 home runs on the Monday sim. Kyle Crick, who's improving, I guess you could say. And he's signed up and this year with a player option next year. So even if he sticks around, he'll be a little less expensive. They do get decent parts. They get community creative player of NC Pirate. So remember, Pirate, the Washington GM, has 4 players he's made. This is the one he does not own, just in case. That's his name. Just in case. True story. My dad, if I had been born just a few days earlier, I was born not too long after the New Year. If I had been born just before the New Year, he literally wanted to call me just in time. Thank God I hung on to my mom's umbilical cord. Anyway, just in case, being traded over to Milwaukee along with Frank Glaus. Now, Glaus was a very impressive 1.0 pitcher, possibly more benefiting from being on a juggernaut team like the San Francisco Giants during that time. Adrian Morejon is also included. Morejon has been more of a fringe player over the last couple of seasons. His last regular season as a regular starter of the rotation was back in 2022, so he's been dabbling since. Actually, but dabbling and doing well. AAA El Paso has been where he's been most of this time. 10-4 with a 3.69 ERA. He's again, if he can translate that into the majors, that's a good finding. If it doesn't, then you know that Kyle Crick is just a straight 4A type pitcher. Just gonna always dominate in AAA and just never translate into the majors. We'll see on that. Red Sox might have made the biggest move of them all here. I like this move. Noah Syndergaard. Thor is on his way to Fenway. He had a tough year last year. July hasn't been kind to him, but he's still 8-7 with a 3.59 ERA, whip of 1.11. That tells us Syndergaard still has ace talent. The Cy Young winner from 2023 had a tough 24. Proof of what we're seeing Shohei Ohtani deal with right now, who was 22-4 last year. Crash and burn after that. Hey, mind your store, Mr. Pays. I see you giving me that. I like this deal. Did anybody talk about Noah Syndergaard? Nobody. I think that's a good acquisition. It cost Josh Robbins, who was the first-round draft pick of last year. Could be a big give. It could absolutely be. He's a workhorse. He's known to go very deep. He's the type of guy that if the manager comes out, he's going to be scowled at by Robbins because Robbins refuses to leave the game. He wants to mind the store. Ethan Price, community creative player of Zomp, someone I met from hockey, hasn't really translated into a great talent. So again, he'll kind of be at the whim of OOTP more than the potential influence of being an X factor, but still played pretty good, hitting .276, 6 homers, 44 runs batted in, stole 18 bases while at AA Portland. That's not a bad player to get aboard, even if you can't do a lot of improvement on him. If he can translate that in the majors, he could be a starter on a lot of teams. He could be a 4th outfielder on pretty much any team. So that's not a bad acquisition. That's all it costs the Red Sox. They will have control of Syndergaard for 2 seasons. In 27, he's got a player option. We'll see if he would sign or extend that, especially if he's playing well. Atlanta, again, goes and gets JT Ginn. This one felt like a reach for me. I'm not sure I liked this one very much. Kyle Wright, going to be a free agent at the end of this year. Yeah, Sergio Aranda, who looks like a pretty defensive first approach, but not terrible in his overall game. Joe Baker looks like a nice potential acquisition as well. I'm trying to read my notes and see what I said. He's a 4th rounder, done very well in Gwinnett this year. He's got 6 pitches. He throws it hard. He doesn't throw... none of these pitches really have stellar scouting ratings to it, but he has pretty good all-around ability to be able to still translate into something. Whether or not that's a 5th starter, whether or not that's more than that, who knows? But it'll get him. JT Ginn being sent over to Atlanta. He's got 7 career starts in the majors, 36 total appearances, 2.36 ERA this year. The whip is average to just a little below average. All stuff that can be worked on. We'll see how it works from there. Miami and Baltimore making a deal. I see why Baltimore did it. Jose Quijada, Tanner Rainey were having better years. Doesn't hurt to have additional depth. I don't think Will Smith, the catcher, not the pitcher, or the slapper, I don't think he is an improvement over the combination of Austin Romine and Jeff Newkirk on the offensive side. He might have the advantage on the defensive side because Baltimore is not known for being able to throw runners out exceedingly well here at this point. But we'll see. So Taylor Widener, Chance Adams have been traded to Miami. Those were kind of the weaker parts of the rotation, of the bullpen. Yordis Valdez, who was just acquired a month prior, hit .250 in Norfolk, now being sent to Miami. We might actually get a bit more of an opportunity to show his stuff. Not really known for being a stealer. He is 7 for 7 so far in AAA time, so when he steals, he's been pretty smart about it thus far. Here's the deal. Here's the one that Anjou scoffs at me for saying the Syndergaard deal was a pleasant one, because again, you're not having... here's how I look at it. Every single team here involved got rid of a major talent for one reason or another. Every team on this is landing another talent, a major talent, for one reason or another. And the prospects are tied up into it. So we'll look at it as simple as this. Who's the biggest fish caught? 27-year-old Ronald Acuna. It's the only fish that's going to St. Louis in this instance. St. Louis is giving up 4 parts. They're giving up Matty Wallner, who did hit 36 home runs in his time in St. Louis. It's the .222 average that obviously earned him a one-way ticket out, and the belief that Evan White will be a better suitable alternative there. Acuna, absolutely a stud talent. He's underperforming this year as well, though. So I think it's fair to do the joking over-under on when Anjou is going to express his frustration on his team's underperformance. Hi, Andrew. Again, Matt Wallner going back now to the American League Central. It's now his 3rd team in the division. He's been with the Royals. He's been with the White Sox. He's now with the Indians. And a pretty respectable price at $5.75 million compared to the $27 million that Acuna will command over the next 3.5 years. The biggest risk, and still probably the better lifetime talent, is Jose Ramirez in this deal. Braves are going to take a gamble on a 32-year-old who still has the talent, and he is being paid a big amount of money up until 2028. Then he's got the options for 29 and 30. That could be a potential albatross contract if Jose Ramirez cannot continue to do what he does. 267 so far this year, 19 homers and 72 runs batted in to this point. Again, he's still a top-tier ball player. It's just a question of whether or not the Braves are wise on parting ways with him as well as the other prospects. I do like that the Braves got Ron Carney. Ron Carney comes from the eMLB On the Show universe. He was part of the World Series champion Baltimore Orioles when Ethan Knight won his only World Series in that universe there. Carney very much living up to what he was in that universe. Mashes the ball, doesn't hit for average, has speed, and is amazing glove work. It's amazing talent that he had done. He reminded me of a right fielding Jackie Bradley Jr. in his heyday at Fenway Park and center back at that time. So Ron Carney, probably the underdog acquisition of that was acquired here. If he can hit for even a little bit of average and continues to hit the home runs that the potential he does, 15 home runs in 193 career at-bats so far. That's a pretty respectable number for what he's capable of doing. So just imagine if he can hit better than 192. So we'll see how that goes. Everyone else, it's all projects and prospects. We'll keep an eye on Bobby Cox, especially going to the Indians. The catcher was a top-end catching talent in the 1.0 universe. Had the ability to hit 300 fairly consistently, just not much for power production, average, we'll call it that. It's a matter of seeing if he can translate here. I don't know, scout rating wise, doesn't look overly stellar. Well, yeah, I know you like Carney, but when you can get an Acuna, yeah, you're making the move. Again, it's a much more expensive move to you, but you've got the budget for it. All right, so quick sip. So there is the flurry of trades that took place to end our trading window for this particular season. As we now look at our standings as we get ready to jump into July. One game in the month of July. I said jump into July. We're going to jump into August here. Trading deadline officially done. We've got 1 day of games to play here in July, and then we will transition for 3 more games or 3 more days in the month of August. Let me make sure. Yep, that's right. My everything rebooted. So before I fire up, let me make sure Stats Plus will be working in the background for those of you in the Discord. Glad I thought of that just as I did. Yep, I'm taking care of Southwick and it's Grumpy Old, if I remember correctly. Yeah, Southwick and Grumpy Old will be moved after I go offline tonight. So when I send the file, those will be taken care of. Okay, so you see the standings and where we are. I'm not going to delve on this too much so that I can get the show on the road for the actual portion of the gaming part for tonight. Again, I didn't get to do all of my homework, so some of this we're going to do on the fly. Here's what we're going to do. 4 days of Sims, 4 games we will choose. I know that this will be a little bit of a headache for Sadier, assuming Sadier's here and he's going to do the usual for me in regards to the balls of yarn. The heck? Sorry, I just had a weird message. I wasn't sure what to make of it. So, okay. Sadier's listening. So, we're going to do like we did on Monday night, where you're going to get a chance to select a... Yeah, you know what? I'm going to do it that way. We're going to do the series thing again, but I think I have to look on Friday to do this, so give me a sec. Okay. First series that you're going to be betting on. All you're going to do is guess which series, who's going to win the series. They got to win at least 2 games to win the series. If you're correct, you get 25 balls of yarn. Jamie did watch the stream and wondered why we were abusing him. It's not that you were being abused, it's just that everybody wanted the free balls of yarn. If Danny could beat you 2 out of 3 in that series, and he did not. Better not choose Texas again. Well, you're not facing Oakland this time, so it's less likely to do so, but I'm not even going to do that. So here's what I see so far. First series for you to select. Do not put your bets out yet. Write this down or start to type it, but I've got to give you all 4 choices first. So say to you, I've decided we'll do like we did last time. Each series, if you pick the right team to win, that's it. Just pick the right team to win the series. You get 25 balls of yarn. If you're wrong, doesn't hurt you. We'll do that just because we're not doing anything fancy. I was thinking of doing 1 game at a time on a day, but that'll take longer. And no, Tom, LAA is not a proper answer. Anyway, first series we will select White Sox against the Twins. Don't write it yet in chat, please. Make a note, White Sox Twins. You see the records. We'll show you the series real quick. Colton Bowman taking on Noah Song. Then we've got Denny Martinez facing off against Joe Quintal. And finally, final game will be Jalen Beeks against Brandon Woodruff. So that's the first one. Second series. Red Sox, Angels. Red Sox, Angels will be the second series. Chris Sale scheduled against Asa Lacy. Lacy loving life in this LA, 28 miles away from his former home. Mike Kennedy against Sean Clisby. And finally, Eduardo Rodriguez against Shohei Ohtani. That is the scheduled lineup. Don't know if Thor is available or not in this one. Let's look. He will not be, because he just pitched, didn't he? Yeah, he had just pitched the day before and then got traded. All right. So there's your 2 series so far. White Sox, Twins, Red Sox, Angels. Don't write them down yet. No. No, they are not. Texas still leads by 3.5. Doing this on the fly. These choices aren't as good. What do you mean, Billy? What doesn't look right to you? You got the Heartbreakers scheduled for this game. Unless your 7-day lineups are on. Nope. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Give me a sec, because it doesn't say you're using the 7-day lineups. So give me a sec to go to... oh, shoot, I won't be able to, right? Oh, I know why. I know why. Okay, I have to do this. You have a 4-game series, that's why. I didn't look at Thursday. I went to Friday because some teams will have a day off. See, there's only 2 American League series. So that's a 4-game series for that one. There is a risk of a tie in that one. I have to decide what I'll do with a tie. It won't be winning 25 balls of yarn for everybody, that's for sure. Tim just gave a good one. All right, here's the deal. Since it's a 4-game series for the Red Sox, if they split the series 2-2, total runs will be the tiebreaker to determine who wins the 25 balls of yarn. Which side? Fair enough. Thank you, Tim. Appreciate that. Hey, Coach. Mom and Pop. What's up with that emote? All right. So again, for that series, it is a 4-game series. White Sox Twins are a 3-game series. So I have to keep that in mind. We are, sir. No, Ben. Don't put your bets in yet. Dang it. All right. So let me go back to Friday. Yeah, this isn't as close as I had hoped. You did? Congratulations. Very, very cool. All right, so. Next series. Making sure it's not 4 games. It is not. Next series. Diamondbacks against the Dodgers. Three-game series, Diamondbacks against the Dodgers. So far, here's your series. White Sox Twins, Red Sox Angels, Diamondbacks Dodgers. Sox Angels is a 4-game series. So if they tie 2-2, then not balls of yarn. I just saw shoot doing the points come in. Then runs scored. The most runs scored by the team in that 4-game series is declared the winner. That is our tiebreaker. All right. What is my 4th game? It's a tough choice. I think we will make it another one in the National League. There shouldn't be. Hold on a sec. Is anybody being affected by heists at all? Bot looks fine. If total runs tie, then God, I'll have to figure out. I missed the explanation. Betting too much, maybe too many balls of yarn. There isn't a max unless you don't have the balls of yarn. I don't think. Let me look. Let me see. Oh, you know what? I do have a max amount listed. I just noticed that. I'd never seen that before. Now I noticed it. Max amount of currency a user can invest into the minigame is 1,337. No clue why it's even that. No, there is a max on. But you know what? I will change it to 1,500. There you go. 1,500 is the max on bets going forward. Okay. And then if I notice that that's just making it too easy, because the whole idea is to make you spend some time here, you know. All right, final game, final series for you to bet on. Pittsburgh, Milwaukee. I need to make sure if it's a 3 or 4 game series. It is a 3-game series because Diamondbacks and Brewers are taking off against each other on Thursday. So, Now you can go ahead and put your bets in. Here's what you're betting on. All you have to do is put all 4 teams that you think will win. Here's your final reminder. No, do it here. Sadier will see it. He'll PM them to me. Do like you just saw Tom do. White Sox taking on the Twins. 53 versus 50 on the win column. Red Sox will take on the Angels. Diamondbacks against the Dodgers. And finally, Pittsburgh against Milwaukee. Who are the matchups for Pittsburgh, Milwaukee? Kyle Freeland against Joander Suarez. Is it easier for me to... No, it's not. All right, you know what? Let me go to the upcoming schedule. We'll look at it this way. It's a little easier to look at. So you got Freeland against Suarez. Whip Sentner, who got his first ever loss in the majors very recently, taking on the human white flag, Chris Flexen. Final game of that series will have Carter Stewart taking on Hunter Cope. Remember, the one series, the Red Sox Angels, if they split 2 apiece, because that's the only 4-game series of this, if they split, then total runs scored, most runs by one side, will declare who gets the 25 balls of yarn. If that ties, screw it, I'll figure a tie out. I'll probably give you all like 10 balls of yarn each. There is your fun. Now, it wouldn't be extra fun if we didn't make somebody the bad guy, right? So, tonight, you want Miami to win the series against the newly retooled St. Louis Cardinals. If St. Louis does not win the series, 50 balls of yarn for everybody in the chat, but you must be here at the time that that happens. So, you're the bad guy tonight. Jamie knows how it feels. It's fine. It's fine. We're doing it because there's a 17-game difference between the two teams. And you just retooled and have your AAA outfield. So let everybody be Marlins fans just for the 50 balls of yarn. You'll get them too. Okay, now taking requests for new YouTube editors apparently. Have some thick skin. Ignore what those people on social media are saying about you. We are all Marlins fans for the next couple of hours. It better not even be a next couple of hours. I got to pick up my daughter by 9 o'clock. So, with that said, let's get into the festivities. July 31st, let's look at day 1 of this sim. This is ending up most series with the exception of a couple. He should get them only if he wins. That would make him the best. Oh. Okay. All right. You know what? You gave me a good idea. Why not? So, Jamie, for being a good sport, I'm giving you 25 balls of yarn for being the bad guy on Monday. Because you won. And here's the deal. It works that way. If Andrew's team wins, he'll get 25 balls of yarn. Because everyone's picking on him. And if Marlins win, then everyone gets 50 balls of yarn. Simple as that. We'll do it like that. Why not? It's for fun. All right, Royals will take on the Rangers. Dakota Donovan will do better against Brett Martin. Martin sporting that 11-6, 3.35 ERA this season. The Rangers now at the 60-win plateau at home at Globe Life Field against the Royals. Red Sox and Angels will start their 4-game series. The heartbreaker Mike Bohr takes to the hill, 7-3, mid-4 ERA. Jacob deGrom stands in his way, mid-4 ERA for deGrom, but a 5-7 record to this point. You can take a bit of hate for balls of yarn. Fair enough. All right. National League action afternoon game between the Mets and the Rockies. Alex Reyes scheduled on the hill for the Rockies. Saul Gonzalez will do battle against him. Good year for Saul, 5-3, 3.44 ERA to this point. Wanda Paula looking for win number 10 this season for the Diamondbacks as he will take on the Brewers. Diamondbacks, Brewers from Milwaukee. Javier Felix scheduled to face off against him. He's 4-4 with a mid-5 ERA. Doug Goat, he's been looking better. Phillies will take on the Braves. Enyel De Los Santos is getting the start, 2-2 with a mid-2 ERA for him. Kobe Allard opposes him for the Braves. Braves again have completely retooled. Allard 3-2 with a 2.59 ERA. You'll lose balls of yarn for sweeping the Marlins. No, you'll still get some. Cardinals, Marlins. Is that a 4-game series? Yeah, it's a 4-game series, so even better. Has to win at least 3. Didn't notice that, but I was just picking randomly. So, Cardinals, Marlins, Tanner Burns gets game 1 action. Chance Adams thrust into the starting role since being acquired from Baltimore. 3-4 with a 4.83 ERA for him. That's a 7-10 start in South Beach. White Sox will take on the Cubs in the final from the last sim. Yep, Miami has to take 3 of 4 to get the 50 balls of yarn. Yeah, Fluffy comes in and no one notices, right? Evan Krasinski scheduled for the White Sox. Justice Sheffield will oppose him. Cubs are 30-18 at home. They love that home cooking to this point. Nationals will take on the Giants from Oracle Park in West in San Francisco. Brad Keller for the... Excuse me. I slept horrible last night because Kokamish came into the room and she's like Hulk Hogan. Oh my God. Leg drops constantly. It's awful. It's like, you're not 3. You can't do this anymore. But anyway. Nationals, Giants, Jake Irvin will oppose him. He's 6-7 with a sub-4 ERA this season. All right. Getting to the sim. Here we go. I think after day 1's done, I'm going to take a super quick break. Southwick, I'm just going to assign to get finished on the sim. I'm going to assign Southwick down to the rookie leagues so that we can continue. Probably. Who knows? All right, let's check the scores around for day 1. We will start Royals defeating the Rangers in Texas 9-6. Andrew Vaughn gets his 12th home run. He's been starting to heat up with the bat of late. Danny Bradford did go deep twice on the day for the Rangers. Good sign, but unfortunately it's in a losing effort as Dakota Donovan will earn his 5th win on the year. Royals over Rangers 9-6. Give me a sec here. I think I noticed. Hey, Attica, where are you? You still here? Margot 4 for 5. Yeah, that always gives it away a bit. Angels defeat the Red Sox in game 1 of that 4-game series 9-5. Working 9 to 5. What a way to make a living. Louis Ramos, Shohei Ohtani, 22s are wild here as they each hit their 22nd home run on the year. The victory will go to Ryan Helsley in relief. That is, Darwinzon Hernandez will take the loss. In the end, 6 runs were given up by the Red Sox in the bottom of the 6th. Reason I was saying it, I realized I forgot I'm wearing my t-shirt. You can't really see it. Star Wars moment, one of my favorite shirts to wear. It's Death Starry Night. Van Gogh was a legend. Just for coming up with this shirt in itself. Rockies will take on the Mets. They will win that one at Citi Field 5-2. Alex Reyes earns his 3rd win on the season, defeating Saul Gonzalez, getting a little help from Cameron Misner, as well as the Horn Dog, Jim Horner. 22nd home run on the year for the Horn Dog, as the Rockies will get the win. My son, who's probably running around playing hide and seek right now, Andrew James, gets his 19th save on the year in what has been a challenging year for the known diagnosed on the spectrum lefty. The Brewers will defeat the Diamondbacks 6-2. Adrian Morejon will earn his first victory as a member of the Brewers with a 6-2 win, getting help from Nolan Arenado and Christian Yelich. Arenado is 18th homer, Yelich is 16th. Well, we'll see if I'm eating crow, because I couldn't tell if those deals were in the best interest of Milwaukee or if they were selling. It really was hard to tell, but it works out, at least in this instance, as Morejon gets his first win as a member of the Brewers. All right, Phillies will defeat the Braves by a 6-4 score. Enyel De Los Santos earns his 3rd win on the year. Bryce Harper, his 26th homer in that one. And Will Smith earns his 29th save. No slap jokes. I'm going to be like a rock about it. You know what I mean? Marlins defeat the Cardinals 5-3. Hi, Andrew. 5-3 win for the Marlins, despite the impressive debut for Ronald Acuna Jr. Gets his first home run as a member of the Cards. 15 on the year for him. And Chance Adams helping his new team, the Marlins, get the victory. Both Judge and Acuna getting homers in their debut. I thought you were doing the SpongeBob meme there for a moment, Minerva. Maybe that's an idea I'll come up with. Kitty Derp in a way that it's like SpongeBob with the chicken meme there. Anyhow, Cubs defeat the White Sox 9-3. Justice Sheffield 9 victories on the year now. Giancarlo Stanton taking Espelin, hitting home runs in that effort. Cubs are now 1 win away from 60. Who'd have thought? Cubs have really turned it around this year. Giants defeat the Nationals 4-1. Brad Keller will earn his 8th win on the year. Austin Adams his 18th save. Bryson Stott will contribute home run number 5 as they will defeat the Nationals by a 4-1 score in day 1. Officially in the month of August. Let's see what's happened around the league first. Morejon had some back tightness, will not affect them for his next start. Zitong Zhao was injured while pitching. We now know it's a mild hamstring strain. It will slow him down, but he is available over the next 2 weeks. Don't know if Josh is here or not and wants to make any move on it due to the extent. Harrison Bader has a bruised toe from being hit by a pitch. That's never fun. He'll be day-to-day, but he should be good to go at some point this weekend. Let's see. Josh Fleming has the flu. It'll slow him down for the weekend. Daniel Cabrera with a knee sprain. He'll be day-to-day for a week. Juan Coelho has food poisoning. He should have chosen the lasagna. He had the fish, and he should have chosen the lasagna. Not even the steak. You have to be an old guy to get that reference. Jason Ballou diagnosed with back spasms. He'll be day-to-day for a couple of days. I feel you because my back has really been a pain in the you-know-what of late.
Watch your language, bud. We're on the air.
I didn't even say anything. Jesus Christ, you act like you get paid to do this. All right. Acuna was literally my entire offense in his debut. I remember that. You know what, Billy? The bruised toe? McGuire's bruised middle toe came to mind right as said, you just said it out loud for me. Oh, the things we remember from our youth. Alrighty, it's time for day 2. Before we do that, I'm going to take a super quick break. I need to reload the water. I have definitely been a little dehydrated today. Let me reload on that. All is well with the kid so far, so when we come back, this will be a super quick break so that I can just get myself a little bit of refreshment. We will be right back. You're watching Fluffy Kitty Ninjas, the eMLB SportsNet edition of the Fluffy Kitty Ninjas show. We will be right back. Don't go far. Thought the button was going to be working there, no wonder why. It's the button did not work properly. See, told you, that's why I constantly have problems. I don't want you to hear that, you know, that you're part of my army of the undead. You're all, just think you're all innocent Fluffy Kitty Ninjas, you know. So, all right. Anywho, as I was saying, if you come in late, unfortunately you won't be able to do the bets now as we've moved on. Well, you know what, actually? We still have 3 streams, or 3 series that have not started yet. Only one has. So we'll do it this way. If you're just joining us and you want to bet and try to win balls of yarn tonight, here's what you can bet on. You can bet on White Sox Twins. White Sox Twins. You can bet on Diamondbacks, Dodgers, and Pittsburgh, Milwaukee. You have until I announce all of these games to put your bets in. So again, those are the only 3. You cannot bet on Boston or Los Angeles because that series is already in process. And again, the fun one is in a 4-game series. If Miami beats St. Louis and you're present, you win 50 balls of yarn. So far, Miami did win game 1. Okay. Hey, Jake.
Cubs are actually first in the NL Central. Unreal.
Unreal indeed. Hey, Grumpy, if you haven't bet yet, you can bet on all 3 of them. 25 for each. So you said Milwaukee for 1, so the other 2 you can bet on is Diamondbacks, Dodgers, and White Sox Twins. You can't lose anything. You can only win 25 balls of yarn, so put bets in on the others, but we've credited you for the Milwaukee bet. I believe Sadier has seen that. All right, so I will tell you when you are no longer able to bet, but those are the only 3 you can bet on. Orioles will take on the Jays. Ethan Knight, 10-7 on the year, will take on Bo Burrows. Burrows trying to avoid being the first 14-game loser on the season. I'll have an uphill task on that one.
Cats?
Hey!
I'm a kitty cat. And I dance, and I dance.
Danny, thank you very much for the 2 gifted subs. I drive long. Apparently he's a golfer. And Yuka, our good friend Yuka, getting a gifted sub. Thank you, Danny, for doing that. Very cool indeed. Let's see. Was that for the injury? Hold on. I just see that Tim sent me instructions. Is that for Zitong Zhao? I hope that's correct, that he wants me to, Because it's not Jason Ballou that you'd want to replace. You'd got to think it's Zitong Zhao that is what he wants to do here. So that's what I believe, I hope. So I'll put Zhao, yep, I'll put Zhao on the 15-day DL. And he said Tanner Anderson to be called up. And Anderson assigned to, I have no idea what role. Honestly, I have no idea what role Tanner Anderson was in. Got to assume middle relief. Didn't look, so feel bad about that. Okay, so let's get back to the games now after seeing that. So Orioles taking on the Jays, Knight taking on Burrows in that one. Astros, Tigers, Forrest Whitley will take on Shane Baz in that game. That is from Comerica Park. Athletics will take on the Indians. Carmen Quezada of eMLB on the show. Name coming over. Take on Daniel Vilches in that one. Vilches is 4-6 with a 3.14 ERA. Yanks will do battle against the Rays in Tampa. Brian Perez has looked well when he's pitched, 4-1 with a 1.42 ERA. The Yanks will have Luis Severino on the hill. Royals will take on the Rangers. Nate Eovaldi, 5-4 with a 5.02, will take on Anthony Kay, the lefty. Specs himself, 7-6 with a 4.28 ERA, 8.05 from Globe Life Field there. Game 1 of the White Sox Twins series. Colton Bowman, I believe, is making his debut, eMLB debut, for the Tyler, Texas 24-year-old. The left-hander just coming up into the majors. He was 6-5 this year with a 5.03 ERA in 19 appearances. He'll make his major league debut. Twins will send Noah Song to the hill. Song's record doesn't look good, but his ERA of 2.88 suggests otherwise. Red Sox, Angels, game 2 of that series. Angels won the first one, right? Yes? No? Maybe? I'm spacing because I'm all over the place. Chris Sale will do battle against Asa Lacey in that one. Sale is 6-4. Lacey's 7-6 with an ERA about a run better than Sale's. Looks like we'll get Fluffy. Oh! Extreme, thank you very much for the 2 gifted subs. Ori Halkan, and Mithoki. Mithoki has played games. I've tried to see if he wanted to create a player, never got back to me. But Mithoki getting the gifted sub from Extreme. Thank you very much for doing that. Boy, we're going to have... how many people are in the boss battle? We definitely got Fluffy's attention in this one. Hey, Brent. All right, so on to the National League we go. Mariners will take on the Cubs in interleague action. Danny Ishanigan. Thank you again, Danny. Another gifted sub. This one to Sean Sultan. Appreciate that, guys. Hey, wow, just in time. Another hype train went through. Thank you very much for your making that possible. Is there a gift subbing contest going on? I will never complain, but I will never expect either. I'm just appreciative of the efforts, period. So again, Mariners will take on the Cubs. Justin Fuller, the phenom for the Mariners, 5-6 on the year. He'll take on Alberto Sojo. What a pleasant surprise for Sojo. 11-3 ERA, just north of 3. Cubs will look to go for their 60th win on the year. What a turn of events for them. Mets will take on the Rockies. Seth Lonsway will do battle against Franklin Parra. This is going to be Parra's first appearance this season for the 25-year-old. 7-5 down in Syracuse with a mid-3 ERA. Looking pretty promising for him if he can translate that here to the majors. Hold on a sec. That's the one song that goes quiet for like 45 seconds. So we had to force it to the next one. On to the next one, says Jay-Z. Meanwhile, in Miami, St. Louis will try to come back from losing against the Marlins in the first game. Mark Jones will make his first appearance. It's his eMLB Major League debut for a 1.0 player simply known as MJ, the 23-year-old from Louisiana, scheduled to pitch in this one. He was 7-9 with a low 5 ERA coming up from AAA Memphis. Oh, that's what it was. It wasn't happy birthday. Well, then hold on a second. Oh, boo, it's not even there. Oh, I'm so sad. Hold on a sec. I've got to get creative. I misread that the whole time. All right, Minerva. No, not Minerva. I'm sorry. Sean Paxley. This one's for you. It's kind of quiet, though. I do this to my parents every year.
You remembered.
How could I ever forget the happiest day of my
Idiot
life?
fingers. This one's for Sean Paxley. Happy 47th anniversary.
Well, thanks, fellas. It sure was.
Your wife deserves first-class treatment in the afterlife. That's for sure, right? Because that's what my mom does. Hey, my grandmother told my mom, who they didn't get along very early in life, that she deserved a first-class ticket in the afterlife. Alrighty, very good indeed. As we get back, and actually the music is now, nope, the music's right on cue. All right, where the heck were we? You notice I'm delaying to give anyone else a last chance to bet on today's game? Yeah, a little bit. All right, Phillies will take on the Braves. Sean Weimer doing battle against Ian Anderson. Weimer 6-4, Anderson 5-4 so far this year. That one's at Truist Field, 7:35 start there. Pirates against the Brewers. That's one of your other games you can bet on. Kyle Freeland will take on Joander Suarez. Brewers come into this one 55 wins on the season. So they take on the Pirates, who are still fourth in the division. Diamondbacks will take on the Dodgers, another one you can bet on. Mitch Keller, 3-0 with an ERA just south of 6. Take on Julio Urias, who's 2-6 on the year, also sporting a tough season for himself. Nationals will take on the Giants. Noah Murdoch taking on... why can't we watch that one live? Jandy Ronson is going to make his Major League debut. The Wonder Kid, 19-year-old from Portland, Oregon. The little unit, 6'9", 215 pounds. Ronson scheduled to start his career tonight against the Washington Nationals. I wish I would have known you were doing that, Sean. I might have found a way to sneak that one in. Quickly, but I would have found a way. Anyway, we won't be able to do that now. Reds will take on the Padres. Lance McCullers, who we thought was going to be going elsewhere, did not end up anywhere at all. He's still right in Cincinnati. He'll take on the Padres in San Diego on this one. Francisco Morales looking for win number 10 this year. Alrighty. Game advance. No more bets for anybody. Pirates, Eric Fellman. Fellman 17. He ain't going to AAA. Okay. Can we advance? All right, good. Let's go to the scores and see how things progress. In this one, we'll start with Baltimore taking on the Jays and winning 4-1. Ethan Knight earns win number 11 on the year. What the hell's going on with your jersey, Ethan? Why are you wearing your all-star jersey on your littles? I don't get that. That makes no sense to me. But Knight will get his 11th win on the year. Orioles defeating the Jays 4-1. OTP devs should simulcast. Boy, wouldn't that be nice? The Astros taking on the Tigers. They will win 4-0. Josh Fleming will get his 5th win on the year, beating Shane Baz. Tigers held scoreless in this one. Seth Beer contributes home run number 20 on the year, and in his honor, such a nice sound. Makes me happy. It just warms me. All right, Athletics will take on the Indians 6-2. Daniel Vilches earns the W in that one, 5-6 on the year. Had help from Matty Olson and Dustin Fowler. Matt Wallner, though, introducing himself to Cleveland pretty well with his 19th on the season. Rays will defeat the Yankees 6-4. Josh Hader earns the victory. Bobby Wall, who got traded to Tampa recently, earns his 8th save on the year. Had home runs from a few spots. Esteban Florial is 25th. Trevor Story got his 11th. Tyler Callahan got his 16th. And Fritz freaking Flaherty.
Watch your language, bud. We're on the air.
I tell you, that duck just does not take instructions well. Fritz Flaherty got his 8th on the season. Rangers will defeat the Royals 10-2. Anthony Kay just cruising to his 8th win on the season. Got some help offensively. Danny Bradford got his 3rd home run in 2 days. Jordan Cage, JC, Community Creative Player of Jordan Cage 28. Hey, there's JR. Jordan Cage gets his 4th on the year. And Humberto Size, his 2nd on the season. Twins will win the first game of that series against the White Sox 5-2. Luke Procopio gets his 8th win on the season, 8-1. Pretty impressive for Luke. 1 home run from brand new twin Victor Reyes. 2 for 4 with a homer and 2 RBI so far. So we're noticing people making an impact in their new places. Nice to see those immediate dividends so far. Angels will defeat the Red Sox 9-3. I think that's 2 for the Angels now, correct? Yes. Asa Lacy will earn his 8th win on the year. It's important to note he's 8-2 with a 4.02 ERA since his early season trade from the Dodgers. Oh, hold on. Okay, still good, but I got to get moving a bit more, noticing the time's pushing 8:30 because I have to leave by 8:50 to go get the kid. Cubs defeat the Mariners 9-6. Danny Smith Jr. goes deep not once, but twice. 2 home runs for Danny Smith Jr. Logan Tanner earns his 3rd of the year. Cubs on cruise control as they get their 60th win on the year as they defeat the Mariners 9-6. Rockies will defeat the Mets by a 10-2 score as Seth Lonsway will earn the W in that one. He is 6-3 on the year. Franklin Power will take the loss. The Polar Bear goes deep for the 21st time on the season. Thank you, Billy, for keeping track on that. Cardinals will beat the Marlins. Everybody boo. Boo that man. Boo. You know, I got to get that one going. Cardinals will win 9-3 in that one. Mark Jones gets his Major League debut and gets his 1st win on the year as he defeats the Mad Bum Madison Bumgarner, falling to 3-7. Jordan Westburg continues to audition for regular time. 2 home runs on the day for him. Didn't he have a hat trick as well? 6 home runs on the season for him in short spurts. Joe Adell went deep for the 16th time on the year. Braves will beat the Phillies 4-3 as Ian Anderson gets the victory in that one. 6-4 now. Troy Bacon earns the victory, his 2nd save on the year. And that makes everyone happy because everyone loves bacon, right? Exactly. Pirates defeat the Brewers 5-3. Rob Stratton hasn't hit the ball well this year. He did get his 7th home run on the season. Looks like he's starting to heat up. At least he's north of 200 now. Rob Stratton, his 7th home run on the year. Kyle Freeland earns win number 9 on the season. Dodgers defeat the Diamondbacks 7-4. Julio Urias earns win number 3 on the year, defeating, almost said Brad Keller. It's Mitch. And I started thinking, Matt, wrong people. Probably, but you know what I had in mind was Chris Tucker saying, "Boo that man! Boo!" You know, getting the whole crowd to boo the guy. So, anyway. Dodgers, again, winning 7-4. Spencer Torkelson, Jose Herrera getting home runs in the loss. The Giants will win against the Nationals 2-1. Jandy Ronson does not factor in the decision. Listed it as player of the game, though, as he will help the Giants win 2-1. Israel Pineda gets his 9th home run. Ronson goes 6 innings, gives up 1 run, walked 3, and struck out 9. I expect Godzilla mode's going to happen pretty regularly with Jandy once he is on our national broadcast. Finally, the Reds will defeat the Padres in 15. 7-6. Bob Tyler will earn the win for the Reds. He's 3-0 on the year. Nick Margavicius will take the loss. Fernando Tatis Jr. went deep twice, but still loses, as Orelvis Martinez and Phil Clark, the catcher, help the Reds win 7-6. All right, quick injury log peek. Barrios was injured. He's got back tightness that only affected him for a game. Andy Ibanez for the Phillies was strained his ribcage muscle running the bases. He's day-to-day for 2 weeks. I don't think Witt is here, so no move to be done. Onward, as they say in Baldur's Gate. Onward! I hope so. I hope we have riveting stuff. I hope we continue to have active GMs, because that's really where it is. You know, the league is only as good as its worst or its least producing. I hate to call him the worst GM, but you get the idea. The person who puts in the least amount of work is where the league is, realistically. Trey Griffey will be coming up soon. Yikes. All right, day 3. We got to scoot through this a little faster now to make sure that I don't leave the kid out waiting. Baltimore will take on the Jays. The Nutball is going to try to duplicate what Ethan Knight did, going for win number 11 on the year. Donovan Graves is going to stand in his way on that one. Graves 9-9 himself with a mid-4 ERA. Yanks will take on the Rays. Fraser Perez will take on Jim Giesler. Giesler, the former 6th round, or the former 6th overall draft pick in his draft, is 9-6 on the year, looking for win number 10. Astros Tigers, Michael Moore will take on Griffin Canning in that one, both with mid-4 ERAs. Sox Twins, Denny Martinez taking on Brandon Woodruff. Denny is looking for win number 10 with an ERA 2.77 to this point. The Athletics and Indians, John Duplantier will take on Joe Goodman in that one. Royals against the Rangers, Alejandro Rosario, the ace of the Royals staff, will try to get his 9th win. So will Hans Kraus, as both of them are pretty much similar at this particular point of the season. Sox Angels, if the Angels win this game, then they will win that series, and that means that you will get 25 balls of yarn for picking that team right. Mike Kennedy, just returning from injury, got his first win. He will try to stop Sean Clisby, whose ERA did go from 27 down to 8.31, but it's kind of still up there, you know what I mean? Yeah. All right, Mariners will take on the Cubs. Crazy coach in the house. Corbin Coe will be taking on Brent Honeywell in that one. We'll see how the coach does in his second career start. He went 6 innings in his first appearance, gave up just 1 run for the sinker baller. He'll try to go for win number 2, but the Cubs will be a tall order in this one. Nationals will take on the Giants. Ty Madden will oppose Jeremy Hoxie in this one as Hoxie looks for his 8th win of the year. Phillies Braves will have Brian Abreu. Abreu did not pitch in earlier. He's 5-2 with a 178. Connor Thomas will oppose him with a low 6 ERA. Cardinals Marlins. This series is tied at 1. It's a 4-gamer. Remember, if the Marlins win the series, 50 balls of yarn for all of you that are here at the time I award it. If Anjou wins, he gets 25 balls of yarn. Jack Flaherty will take on Jake Willis. Pirates will take on the Brewers. Whip Sentner, 3-1 with a 188 ERA. He'll take on the human white flag, Chris Flexen, who's 7-6 on the year with a mid-4 ERA to this point. Mets will take on the Rockies. Gianfran Escalona's 10-3 ERA, still under 2, 1.94 ERA. If Anjou could go ahead and sandbag for the greater good, I think we'd all understand. I'll just look the other way because I don't want tanking in the league at all. Chris Archer will oppose Escalone's 4-8 with a low 6 ERA to this point. Reds will have the Padres again. Bob Dowd at home for the Pods, 9-4 on the year. Hunter Green, tough season for him, 5-11, 6.73 ERA to this point. Other game of interest is the Diamondbacks taking on the Dodgers. Hayden Mullins will be on the hill for the Diamondbacks. Grayson Rodriguez, the former Oriole prospect, on the hill for the Dodgers. He's 5-7 with a mid-4 ERA. Simming, running much better on time doing it that way. All right, let's see what happened now, shall we? Baltimore will win, and not only win, they will spank the Blue Jays 10-0. Pretty much. Alex Verdugo with a couple of home runs. Average is still in the 367 range, still clearly the front runner for winning his 3rd batting title in his career. It will be his first as an American leaguer, as he won his other 2 with the Dodgers. The Nutball cruising to his 11th win on the season now with a sub-2 ERA. Nice work for him. Rays will defeat the Yankees 3-1. Jim Giesler will earn his 10th victory on the season. Bobby Wall has another save on his docket in as many days. 2 saves in 2 games for Wall. The Tigers will defeat the Astros in 12, 5-4. Carson Palmquist earns the victory in relief. He's 3-1 on the year. Byron Buxton did get his 11th home run in the losing effort. Twins will beat the White Sox 5-4. Luke Procopio comes in for back-to-back performances in relief, and he will win his 9th appearance on the year, having help from LaRon Smith and Rolls-Royce Lewis. LaRon Smith at 24 home runs on the season. So, Twins won their series, didn't they? Yay? Yeah, Twins won their series. Automatically, Twins win the series because they won 2 out of 3. So if you pick the Twins, you've won 25 balls of yarn thus far. All right, so, Eddie's already getting the rewards of Aaron Judge with all of the extra attendance in town. All right, Indians defeat the Athletics 6-3. Matty Wallner, another home run on the day for him, 20 home runs on the season, so maybe he will like life in Cleveland very much. Joe Goodman gets his first win. It's the first win of his career, is it not, for Joe? Yes, it is. We saw Goodman in one of our last game of the night. Royals will defeat the Rangers 12-5. The big head, Lucas Parker, went deep. Community Creative Player of Limsol Gaming, got his 20th home run on the year. We had 5 home runs. Andrew Vaughn, Lucas Parker, George Valera, Francis Gruon, and Jacques Landry, et puis, as he will go deep for this just the 7th time this year. 2 seasons ago, he had 30. Last season, he had 24. To this point, without injury, as far as we know, he's got 7. Yikes. Red Sox will win their first game of the series 4-1 against the Angels. So I believe if the game ties, if the Red Sox win tomorrow, they have to win by 6 or more runs, more than 6, I think, in order to be better or to be the winner. But Luis Ramos did get his 23rd home run in the loss. Mike Kennedy now 2-3. They're +7. Okay. Mariners will win against the Cubs 3-2. Crazy coach is so cray-cray. I tell ya. Is he out there? He is streaming right now. He is streaming. We'll probably head it over to him after, as Corbin Coe gets his 2nd win on the year. And look out, Danny Smith has his 3rd home run in 2 days, unfortunately in the losing effort. Pedro Serrano and JT Realmuto get the home runs on the day for the Mariners to help them defeat the Cubs 3-2. Giants will win against the Nationals 11-7. Look out, revolt coming. Michael Sean Kane with his 20th home run on the year. Juan Soto and Jose Anthony also home runs, but on the losing effort. Braves will win against the Phillies 7-5 in 11, as they scored 2 in the bottom of the 11th to walk it off. Austin Riley, Ozzie Albies with home runs in that one. Thomas Klaus. See, it doesn't have the same ring to it, so we're not doing that. You know, we're just not going to. Yes, points, not score, but it worked. Will Smith took the loss. He's 0-4 on the year now for him in the record department. Cardinals were bullies as they win 4-1. Jack Flaherty will get his 9th on the year. Jordan Westberg, another home run, 3 in 2 days for him. 7 on the year now. And Joe Adele got another home run himself. He's got 17 now on the year. That is win number 60 on the season for the Cards. Brewers will win against the Pirates 2-1. Chris Flexen will beat out Whip Sentner in a pitching specialty. Frank Glaus coming in and doing wonders as he will get a save in that one. Mets will defeat the Rockies 4-2. Andrew James, unfortunately, will take the loss in that one. You did. Awesome. Thanks, Ataraxi. Again, I know that that's confusing. I just don't want you to lose out on any, perks, balls of yarn, and all that stuff. Jim Horner did go deep in the loss. Louis Guillorme with a rare home run, just his 2nd on the year. David Dahl hit his 13th as well. Padres will defeat the Reds 8-2. Bob Dowd earns his 10th win on the year. Franmil Reyes with a home run. The Queen of Diamonds, Yuna Kim, got called up and got her first home run. Congratulations to her, Community Creative Player of Steve Kim. His little girl, Yuna Kim, goes yard for the first time in her career, the center fielder for the Padres. That is scary. That's like a free agent acquisition. That's like bringing in a Danny Smith themselves. And Yuna liked her new photo. I'm glad she did. I worked hard on that photo. Or at least to find the photo and see if I could provide it once I knew I was boosting Yuna. So, all right, final score on the game. The Diamondbacks will defeat the Dodgers 11-10. Dodgers made it interesting, though, getting 4 in the bottom of the 9th, but it was not enough as Rob Rasmussen will get the victory in relief. Home runs from Spencer Torkelson, Ha-Sung Kim, Alec Thomas for the Diamondbacks. Heston Kjerstad gets a home run for his new team, the Dodgers, and Jordan Diaz, his 3rd on the year for the Dodgers as well. It might not be long before Asher and Yuna are in a game together. All right, what time is it? 8:40. All right, so let me make sure I remember where we are. In the Dodgers, in the Sox Angels, Angels are up 2-1. If the Red Sox win, then it's a run differential. Minnesota's already won their series, so that's 25 balls of yarn if you pick there. I'm circling to remind myself. Arizona and the Dodgers, it's tied. So next game decides it. Pittsburgh and Milwaukee. Pittsburgh won game 1. Milwaukee won game 2. So those three are still up in the air. Just the Twins White Sox has been decided for the winners. And right now, Cardinals 1-2. I think the Cardinals 1-2. We're going to do it that way. If the Marlins win this one, then it's a tie. We'll do the same thing we're doing with the Red Sox and the Dodgers. Red Sox and the Angels, excuse me. All right, let's get to it. Oh, injuries first. Jean Carini, diagnosed with an oblique strain. He's going to miss 2 weeks. That could be a little hurtful. Let's see. That's it. Well, Humberto Saez is injured throwing a ball. Don't know the extent of that yet. Fritz Flaherty. Ooh, that one hurts. Fritz Flaherty has a strained hamstring, and he's going to be out for 5 to 6 weeks. So now I can hear what Charles is going to be saying. He's going to be like, what the? Fritz?
Watch your language, bud. We're on the air.
That's what he's going to say, at least. So Fritz Flaherty will be a pretty painful one. Arizona has a Kim, yes. Carini, 306, 5 homers, 34 runs batted in. He's a community-created player as well. From somebody I know from my racing days. Still racing. Just not as much. Having more fun with you guys. All right. 2 straight days of no injuries for the White Sox, so that's a moral victory. We take them where we can. All right. So for the purposes of being able to make sure you guys get bets, because if I get a sudden text message saying, Dad, I'm ready, I got to go. So I'm going to go right to what matters first. We'll start White Sox Twins, already settled. We'll still quick play it anyway. And the White Sox do win that game, getting 5 runs in the 8th inning to help Zhu Xiaomeng get the victory, his 5th on the year. The White Sox will win 7-5. They get a home run from Mandy Alvarez, his 2nd on the season. Sox Angels. Eduardo Rodriguez is scheduled against Shohei Ohtani. Red Sox win it, but not enough runs to beat them by, as the Angels will win the series on run count. So if you picked Los Angeles, the series split, but the Angels scored more runs. So it's the Angels that are considered the winners for the balls of yarn. Eduardo Rodriguez does get his 10th win on the year. Chris DeMar is his 28th save of the season. Boo. Billy is like, boo that man. Boo. All right. Let's see. St. Louis, Miami. You need Miami to defeat Jeremy Frank, who's 11-3 on the year. Sandy Alcantara always gets the tough stuff, doesn't he? Miami won. Jordan Westburg got a home run, though. Again. 4 home runs in 3 games for Jordan Westburg. But how many runs were they scored? All right, so hold on. 4-2. I don't remember the scores from any of the games. 4-1. So that's 6-5 so far in favor of St. Louis. 9-3. So that's now 15-8. And the final day was 5-3. Okay, so it's still St. Louis. St. Louis still wins. Aju gets 25 balls of yarn for playing along and being the bad guy. Everybody else, you get no bonus balls of yarn tonight. Feel free to boo that man if you want. Just don't be mean. It's not his fault. He was just our sacrificial lamb of the moment. All right. Yeah, not happy splitting with Miami in regards to the grand scheme of things. Pittsburgh, Milwaukee is our next one. Winner of this one determines who gets 25 balls of yarn in your bets here. Carter Stewart against Hunter Cope. Pirates will dominate that one, 10-1 victory there. Edgar Barrios with his 32nd home run on the year. Anthony Rizzo has been a nice little acquisition. Nothing stellar, but for 35 years old, 274, 7 homers and 26 RBI. That's a respectable acquisition, and he's right near an 800 OPS. So that's pretty decent. Pirates will win. So if you picked Pittsburgh, you got 25 balls of yarn. And the last game of the series, behind my big old head, of course, it's going to be the Diamondbacks against the Dodgers. Winner of this game will determine who gets 25 balls of yarn. You got Jimmy Hernandez, who's 1-0 on the season. He'll take on Blake Snell. Snellzilla. 9-9 for Snell. We'll see who wins. It'll be the Diamondbacks 6-0. Jimmy Hernandez will outduel Snell 6-0. Diamondbacks, if you picked Arizona, you got 25 balls of yarn. So here's the breakdown. If you picked Minnesota, Los Angeles Angels, Arizona Diamondbacks, and the Pittsburgh Pirates, if you picked all four of them, you won 100 balls of yarn. Cito says he did. Good for you guys. Congratulations. And again, unfortunately, Miami did not give you a little extra bonus as well. All right, I'm going to quick sim the rest because we are running desperately out of time. Let's see. So where are we going? Two options on where we go. Well, three options. I hate giving more than that. We can keep drops going if drops matter for you. Again, there are only 22 drops still. Respawn or Yuka. Or we go to Crazy Coach, who's doing MLB The Show. I think he's doing his Seattle Mariners universe right now. Steve Hilton. Go to the rookies. Got to vote for Coach. Again, for Coach, I'd love to help him with his push. It's not a thing on 23 yet, no. It's in beta still. All right, here's the final scores. We're going to do this super quick for that Sunday. Baltimore beating Toronto 4-1. Zach Lothar pitched instead, got the win. Houston defeating the Tigers 4-2. Byron Buxton, another home run. Aroldis Chapman gets the win in relief. Chapman signed a $7.5 million extension for 1 year. It's about a third of what he makes now. That's a real nice plus considering what he is doing. Athletics beat the Indians 3-2. John Duplantier, his 8th win on the year. Drew Waters did get a homer in the win. Yankees will defeat the Rays in extras 5-2. Home runs from Trevor Story and community created player captain clutch himself, Justin Barber, just his 8th home run on the year. White Sox beat the Twins 7-5. As you know, Royals blanking the Rangers 4-0. Kyle Hendricks has Texas's number there, gets his 7th win on the year in that one. And you know the Red Sox beat the Angels earlier 6-4. Marlins won against the Cards 4-2. Mets defeat the Rockies with 3 runs in the last 2 innings, 5-4. The deranged one, Zach Hughes, earns the victory there. Philly will defeat Atlanta 5-4. That is Chris Jones earning his 8th win on the season. Pittsburgh again beating Milwaukee 10-1. The Cubs will beat the Mariners 4-2. Braylon Marquez earns the victory there. Didi Gregorius goes deep for the 16th time this season. Giants beating the Nationals 3-2. Victor Robles goes deep twice in this one. Yes, for anybody who uses the eMLB guest account, when I announce in the Discord that the file is up, then all you have to do is go, so in case you've never done it before, you go to File, you go to Online League, and you go right here. Download latest league file. Because going into the game, make sure you go into the eMLB file, so you'll load your game, but then you'll go get that so you're getting the latest updates. I have to upload this first, then you download it, and you can use the eMLB guest account, which does not require a password. Again, if you would like to access to this file through the eMLB guest account, you need Out of the Park 22. You just need to send me a Discord message with your email address. I will send you it, not right away, but in the very near future, within the next 24 hours. Yes, you have to wait like the GMs too. All right, 2 more games while we did the Diamondbacks, Dodgers. Finally, Padres do defeat the Reds 8-5. Nick Margevicius gets the win in relief from Il Reyes and Francisco Mejia with home runs in that one. All righty, that is the day. I think all I heard was Coach. So we'll give Crazy Coach a little bit of a push here towards his partner push. He's always a great content provider, and I know he's always super appreciative of our efforts here. Be sure to congratulate him on his 2nd career start and 2nd career eMLB win. Good times with him. Back to the letterbox I go. Fluffy Kitty Ninjas do assassinate, and you're looking at their victim. So next time I can find some glue and tape, put my head back on straight, and we will be back in front of you. We return to our usual broadcast, Coffee with the Commish, Sunday morning, 10 o'clock Eastern. We will have game coverage. We will actually play a game once again. I tell you, I miss it. I can't wait to do it, so I hope we'll have a good one for you. So in the meantime, remember, how you think directs your life. When you think your best, you're going to be your best. So please go and do your best. Enjoy the rest of this week. We'll be around. We'll see you soon. Don't forget, soon enough, eMLB Insider Podcast. So if you are not there yet, join us on the YouTube exclusive content there. The eMLB Insider Podcast will be coming out real soon. Don't miss it. We'll see you soon. Peace.
You jackass!